When we hear the phrase "it girl" today, we think of modern influencers, pop stars, and curated social media feeds. But a century ago, the title belonged to only one woman, Clara Bow. With her bobbed red hair and wide, expressive eyes, she was the ultimate symbol of the roaring 20s. She was the flapper every woman wanted to be, fiercely independent, vibrant, and unapologetically alive. But beneath the glitz of the jazz age, Clara Bow's real life was a story of survival. It was a life far darker and far more fascinating than any script Hollywood could have written for her. Clara's story began far from the Klieg lights of California, in the crushing poverty of Brooklyn, New York. Her childhood was defined by a desperate struggle to survive. Her father was largely absent, and her mother suffered from severe, untreated mental illness. Growing up, Clara was a tough tomboy who sought refuge on the streets, playing baseball with the neighborhood boys, to escape the terrifying reality of her home. In one of the most harrowing moments of her early life, a young Clara woke up to find her mother standing over her with a butcher knife, in the grip of a severe psychological break. Clara didn't panic. Instead, she used her instincts to gently soothe the woman who was holding a blade to her throat. That profound emotional intelligence, forged in the fires of trauma, would eventually change the history of cinema. But first, Clara needed a way out. She found her sanctuary in the dark, flickering neighborhood movie theaters. She studied the actors, noticing when their theatrical gestures felt fake or hollow. When a national magazine announced a contest to find fresh faces for the motion picture industry, Clara's father scraped together a single dollar for 2 photographs. She mailed them in and miraculously earned a screen test. But when she arrived in Manhattan, Clara was surrounded by wealthy girls in elegant silk dresses. Clara wore a plain wool sweater and a red tam. As the other girls snickered at her worn clothes, Clara didn't shrink away. She summoned a blaze of defiance. When she stepped in front of the camera, that raw, unpolished emotion captivated the judges. She won the contest. Hollywood, however, was not a fairy tale. Destitute, Clara had to borrow money from a relative just to buy cheap secondhand dresses for her first minor roles. She was laughed at by other actresses for not knowing how to apply screen makeup. And her first major role? It was completely edited out of the final film. But Clara possessed a secret weapon: authenticity. In an era where silent film acting relied on exaggerated pantomime, Clara brought realism. When a director asked her to cry, she didn't use glycerin drops. She thought of her cold Brooklyn apartment, her mother's illness, and the tears flowed naturally. She didn't just play a character. She bled on screen. Audiences had never seen anything like it. By 1927, starring in the massive hit movie simply titled It, she became a cultural phenomenon. She was Hollywood's highest-paid actress, receiving thousands of fan letters a week. And when the industry shifted to sound, Clara didn't stumble like so many of her peers. Her warm, Brooklyn-accented voice translated seamlessly to the talkies. But the machine that built her soon tried to break her. The studios demanded conformity, and the tabloid press relentlessly attacked her free-spirited nature. In 1931, Clara was dragged into a highly publicized, deeply humiliating trial when her trusted secretary embezzled from her. The courtroom turned into a circus, exposing her most intimate secrets to a ravenous public. Faced with a system that wanted to consume her, Clara Bow did the unthinkable. She walked away. At the height of her fame, she left Hollywood, married Western actor Rex Bell, and moved to a quiet cattle ranch in Nevada. She traded the Klieg lights for the open sky, reclaiming her peace and her life on her own terms. Clara Bow was more than just a symbol of the 1920s. She was a survivor who completely transformed the art of acting. If you want to discover the true depths of her incredible journey, you can read it in her exact words. Clara Bow, My Story is a stunning collector's edition book that brings together the 3-part autobiographical memoir she originally wrote for Photoplay magazine in 1928. It is a rare, unvarnished look at her life, offering heartbreaking honesty about her childhood and fascinating insights into the golden age of Hollywood. It's a must-read for anyone who loves film history or simply loves a story of incredible human resilience. You can find the link to grab this beautiful collector's edition in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into Hollywood history, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next documentary.